cuddly, I'm right here. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an ear. Mr. Grinch.
Yo, man. Welcome to Know What You Ball with your host, Brian Payne. Hey, you guys, man, it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to all you guys. Happy that you still joined in to watch the episode for today as we get into the Christmas Day games. And then we're going to also get into the Thursday night football game. We're going to do a quick review over the games this past Sunday and Monday night. Just real quick, I don't plan on this episode being any longer than 25-30 minutes max. So we're just going to get in, get out, and get it cracking and get it popping with the NFL games today with the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens going down to Houston, down to H-Town. They play against the Houston Texans. So, man, let's go ahead and hurry up and kick this off and get it going. There's only one bit of news that we're getting into. We'll get into that later in the episode. So let's go ahead and get it rocking. Hey, let's go over the games that we had take place this past Sunday. First game that we're going to go over is the Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, we're going to run through this real quick because I don't plan on taking up a lot of your time. The Cleveland Browns ended up losing this game 6-24. We saw the Bengals dominate this football game. But honestly, I did not like how the Bengals looked in this game. This was a game where I feel like the Bengals took the Browns lightly. They did. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it looks good. All that stuff looks pretty, blah, 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 blah. But Joe Burrow got hit a lot in this game. Myles Garrett was really getting after him. I truly feel like if they played with that same intensity with Jameis Winston as the starting quarterback, the Cincinnati Bengals could have possibly lost this football game. But for the Bengals, good job winning your game. It's a divisional opponent. Divisional games is always tough. They're always going to be tough, guys. These are not easy games. These are teams that truly know each other and know everything about one another. The Browns are tanking. It is what it is. If you truly wanted to win, Jameis Winston will still be your starter. It's that plain and simple. You're not going to put DTR out there. You ain't going to put no other quarterback out there. You are purposely trying to lose. You'll be giving the ball to Jerome Ford a whole lot more. So I feel like for them, they're tanking. Sorry, Cleveland Brown fans, your season is over. If I was season ticket holders, I'll be trying to sell every single ticket, every chance I get. I'm not wasting no more money on that team. I'm getting my money back. For the Cincinnati Bengals, make sure that y'all come in this week with a different intensity. You guys got the Denver Broncos coming up next, and I think that's going to be a really tough game. Moving on to the next game, bro, we got the New York Giants at the Atlanta Falcons. This is Michael Penix's first start. I didn't write down his numbers, but he had a decent game. He had a tune-up game, just like I told you guys. He either was going to play very solid, conservative, and safe, or he was going to get hot and they was going to let him just rip that ball all over the place. What they did, they kept it conservative, built his confidence. That's all this game was, a confidence builder. I would have loved to seen him get a touchdown in this game. Would have been big for his confidence, get that out the way before having to play against Jayden Daniels this upcoming week. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. My biggest issue with them right now is just Kyle Pitts. I got beef with you, bro. I got beef. You're supposed to be a top 4 draft pick. You're supposed to be the tight end. And you're not. And you're just not, bro. You can't keep blaming everybody, man. At some point, you got to show up and do the stuff yourself. And unfortunately, I don't think that you got the care to do it. You don't have the care to grow your football IQ. You do not have the care to learn the game. You do not have the care to continue to expand on your craft. It feels like that you were just the most athletic guy on the field in college, so you looked really good. And now that you're in the league against other guys that are also athletic, that can no longer showcase itself because these guys can actually defend you. So with that being the case, Kyle Pitts, man, please pull your stuff together, man. I want you to have a long career, a long, fruitful career. But the route that you're going, you're not going to get the things that your athletic ability says that you deserve. B.J. Robinson, I'm happy with the way that they're utilizing him finally. I mean, they've been utilizing him pretty well the last few weeks. They get behind off of the Kirk Cousins interceptions and stuff, so you cannot just continue feeding him. But I love the way that they are truly trying to get him to imprint his self on the game. And with a guy like Michael Penix, like I told you guys, a strong arm quarterback, this wide receiver core is built for him. They're built for him. Rome Odunze is Drake London. I'm saying the Washington days. Jalen Polk is Darnell Mooney. And then Ray McLeod, guess what? He's McMillan, the boy from the wide receiver from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the rookie. That was the guys that he had, and these guys got the same exact skill set. So this just worked out perfectly for them. I love the draft pick. I just didn't like the draft pick with signing Kirk Cousins. Just don't sign Kirk Cousins and just draft Michael Penix. Like, as you guys know, he was my second favorite quarterback in this draft. Daniels, then Penix. But Michael Penix, that was a good start. I cannot wait to see this showdown on Sunday Night Football with Jaden Daniels going against Michael Penix. Going on to the next game, man, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Carolina Panthers. In this game, we saw the Panthers win 36-30 in overtime. Kyler Murray, bro, if you're going to be that quarterback, you got to get these dubs. You got to get these dubs. James Conner gave you a hell of a football game, and when you got that ball back with a chance to win the game in overtime, you got to seal the deal, man. We cannot go out here and just get a 3-and-out like that. That can't happen. I don't care that James Conner got hurt. You're supposed to be that quarterback. You're the number one overall draft pick. Get the job done. On the flip side, Carolina, I love seeing the fight, man. I love seeing the fight. You guys ain't being soft. You guys are still fighting. You guys are still trying to win football games. And I think it's awesome. Straight up. Bryce Young, you're showing me a lot. I would be willing to give him another shot next year. I do not think that there's a quarterback in this draft that I will sit here and say, you don't draft him. I'm sorry, you draft him and get rid of Bryce Young. If you are a believer in Bryce Young, and I've always said he has talent, I just don't like his size. He seems very, very small. But what I've been seeing from him since he came back as the starter, he deserves the opportunity to be the starting quarterback for years to come. Give him another year. Give him a guy like T. Higgins in the offseason, and let's see what he becomes. Moving on to the next game, man, we got the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. We saw Detroit dominate this game with a 34-17 win. We saw that cool play that Jared Goff did with the fake fumble and all that nonsense, throwing the touchdown pass to Sam Laporta. Hey, man, great play design, risky play design, but great play design. You took advantage of a bad football team, and you knew they'll fall for something like that. It's that plain and simple. But for the Detroit Lions, man, you did what you're supposed to do. You went on the road. You was outside. It was cold. And you guys went out there and dominated. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a good day. Jared Goff balled out. And also, Jahmyr Gibbs showed that I can shoulder this load as a number one running back. Now, there was one big issue in this football game. There were many times they got to the goal line, and Gibbs was having a hard time punching that in for a touchdown. There were times that they gave him the ball on all 3 downs, and he wasn't getting there. Montgomery was getting there. So we're going to see how that pans out for them going forward, but that is something to keep an eye on. Moving on now to our next game, man, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. In this game, we saw the Colts win 38-30. We saw Jonathan Taylor go for 29 carries, I believe, 218 rushing yards, and 3 tutties. He made all of that up against the Denver Bronco game. Jonathan Taylor, bro, you're still a dog. You still got that juice. The only question I got for you, can your quarterback continue getting first downs? Because in order for you to get the ball and run the ball to the effectiveness as you can, your quarterback has to manufacture first downs to keep you on the field. That's the only issue. Now, going to that, Anthony Richardson, I think that he's been okay since he's been back as the starter. I am seeing growth. So that is the good thing. And if you took him, you believe in him, just like they did. So it's nice just to see the growth taking place, and I'm happy to see it. But there's still a long way for him to go. I don't really know what they should address this offseason offensively. Probably just the offensive line. I like their wide receiver core. I like the tight end room. I like everything about the roster. It's just Anthony Richardson has to take the steps. He has to take the steps, and he can, because that AFC South is gettable. It is very gettable. We thought that the Houston Texans was going to take this leap, and they did not take the leap that we thought they were going to take. So continue developing your quarterback, come back next year, and continue building on this. Moving on now to our next game, we had the Los Angeles Rams at the New York Jets. We saw the Rams win this game 19-9. The Rams just ran the ball all over them. We saw Kyron Williams go for a $122 and a touchdown in this game. This game was boring. This game was short. It was not plain and simple. They ran the football, killed the clock, and got out of there. For the Rams, good dub. For the Jets, season's over, man. Just close it up. Just close it up, chalk it up. We saw the comments of Garrett Wilson after the game. I feel bad for Garrett Wilson. I think he's a very, 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 very talented wide receiver. I think if he gets with the right guy, he could do a lot of things. But the issue is Aaron Rodgers is not his guy. It's just that plain and simple. And Aaron Rodgers knows that he has a short career left, and he does not give a damn about building that rapport with Garrett Wilson if Davante Adams is there. So with that being the case, I'm sorry, Garrett Wilson. It is what it is. But for the Rams, good dub. Way to get it done. You got a big game this weekend. Y'all better win again because y'all got to try to make this playoff run. Moving on to the next game, man. We had the probably the second most shocking game of the day. We had the New England Patriots hang in there with the Buffalo Bills. I told you guys I would not take the Bills on the points. It's a division game, and the Patriots always play them tough one time a year. Always. The second time, the Bills always blow these dudes out the water. But one time a year, they play them really, really tough. And that was this time. They lost. Honestly, the Patriots lost this game just because they're a young football team. It's just that plain and simple. If they weren't a young football team and they knew how to close out games, that's what they would have did. But the other day, they did not get that done. Throwing passes where it's supposed to be a dump-off pass, but yet you throw it backwards, so now it's actually a fumble. Like, the little details like that is what allowed the Bills to take control of this football game. That was a team with no experience versus a team with AFC Championship experience. Moving on now to our next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders win this game. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this game. All I'm going to say is that Brian Thomas Jr. is a dog at the wide receiver position for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is a true wide receiver. Great job getting your guy. And then also on the other side, we got Brock Bowers. He's going to be the best tight end in football next season. It's just that plain and simple. Now, moving on to our next game, bro, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Miami Dolphins. The final score of this game was 17-29 with the Miami Dolphins getting the dub. Devon Achane, once again, like I've been telling you guys all season, he is the best playmaker on this roster. And I hate to say it because I'm a big Tyreek Hill fan. Obviously, he helped us get our first Super Bowl, second Super Bowl technically, to Kansas City. So I'm a big guy at him. We grew him, we groomed him, and he showed up and showed out and lived completely up to his potential. But in this offense this year, the best player on their team to get the ball in the hands of is Devon Achane. And it's hands down. It's not even close in my personal opinion. We saw Devon Achane go for $120, a tutty, and 6 catches for 70 yards. First of all, this guy is a top 5 pick in a PPR scoring league for fantasy football next season. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But Devon Achane is showing that he could be that back. He's shown this year that he could be a back that can go ahead and tote the load and be that main guy. So kudos to him. Kudos to him. For the Miami Dolphins, I'm happy to see y'all keep fighting. Tyreek Hill, this is one of the worst games I've ever seen him play in his career. Now, he's saying this because the timing's off because he hasn't been able to practice a lot. I'm going to give him that. He's an all-pro. We're going to give him that break. But, bro, you cannot drop them balls that you was dropping the other day. You was dropping clean touchdowns. Clean touchdowns. If y'all were playing any other team, y'all lose that game because of the opportunities that you missed. And it's that plain and simple. Now, on the other side of the field, man, with the 49ers, man, it's just a broken team. It is what it is, just a broken team. It's a team that's ready to get – they're just trying to get the season over with. It's just that plain and simple. Moving on now to our next game, man. One of those shocking games of the day, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to the Dallas Cowboys 24-26. The Cowboys' defense, bro, I was actually very impressed by. Them boys was hitting. Like, they were hitting. They were laying wood out there. And with that being the case, bro, hey, kudos to them. You just found out that there's no way you can make the playoffs, and yet y'all still go out there and play your ass off. That's what you're supposed to do. For Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bro, you got to get the dub. Run the football. Bucky Irvin should have finished this game with at least 22 carries at minimum. And I'm not even getting to Rachaad White. He should probably have 12. Run the football. They couldn't stop it during the game. They couldn't stop y'all doing it at all. Instead, you guys continue trying to pass, in which you threw an interception at one point. And on top of that, you guys were having ball security issues with fumbling. Baker Mayfield, you've been playing a great season, brother. You cannot take these sacks. You and Geno Smith take some of the most idiotic sacks I see in the league. Get the ball out your hands, man. Get it out your hands. I know that like you tend to make big plays when you get out of there, but you gotta get the ball out your hands. There was nowhere to go with it. Get it out. If that happens, I guarantee you guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win this football game. But because of the fact they were trying to hold on to the ball and trying to win the game with one play, They ended up losing. Now, kudos to the Dallas Cowboys, man. They stayed with themselves offensively. They did what they're supposed to do. They got CeeDee Lamb the ball as long as he was on the field healthy. They stuck to the running game, even though the running game wasn't working. They stuck to it. I will give Dowdle this. He was garbage at the beginning of the year, but this brother, he's taking a lot of strides as the season went on. Cooper Rush, top flight backup quarterback. He's not a starter, never will be a starter. But as far as a backup quarterback, if I have a quarterback on my team to say, "Hey man, lead my charge for 6 games. I need you to go 3-3." He's one. He is or may be the top quarterback I'm taking as that backup position to do that job. So kudos to him. Kudos to the Cowboys. Good win. Way to get out of there. Moving on now to the New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. We had a snooze fest, bro. The final score of this game was 0-34. We saw the Packers go out there and dominate. This is what a playoff team is supposed to do. If you call yourself a Super Bowl contender, this is what you're supposed to do. A team come to your crib. They're not in your division. They don't know you like that. You go out there, smack them in the mouth. Smacking them in the mouth, get them up out of here, make easy work of them. Save your quarterback, save your running backs. Come on, bro. They had 3 running backs score touchdowns. Save your wide receivers. It ain't worth nobody getting hurt. Defense, go out there and dominate. They're putting Spencer Rattler out there against you. Dominate. And that's like what they did. So, man, kudos to them. Y'all did a great thing this week. One of the best performances I saw of the week just because as a team, you did what you're supposed to do and y'all did not sell yourself short. Moving on now to the games of the week. We had the Minnesota Vikings against the Seattle Seahawks. The final score of that game, I believe, was 27-24 with the Vikings winning it. Good win by the Minnesota Vikings, bro. He was on the road. Great win. We saw Jay Jettas go for 144 yards, 10 catches, 2 tutties. He went bananas in this game. And I do love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold in that passing game. They're doing great. My only concern with their team is just that Sam Darnold has had some ugly games too. We tend to forget that because they've only lost 2 games all season, but he's had a couple ugly games. Don't forget that game against the Jags, bro, where he threw like 4 interceptions in that game. So for me, I just got to see it when it's time. And honestly, this is the time. I want to see it this week against Green Bay, and I want to see it next week against Detroit because both of those games matter. So that's when I want to see it. Show me what you got in those 2 games when all the chips on the line. The Minnesota Vikings playoffs start right now. And now I'm excited to see what they're going to do. This will be the turning point for me rather than moving up rankings or staying put where they're at. Now, going to the last game of the week that I want to discuss, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. For the Eagles, real quick, I know Jalen Hurts got hurt, but it's still a great win for the Commanders. This is the confidence booster. Now, also for Saquon Barkley, he still had a $150 on the ground and 2 tutties. And the defense still did force 5 turnovers, y'all. They forced 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and 2 picks. That's a big deal. And that's what they did. That's what they accomplished. But yet, the young brother Jayden Daniels never backed down. He never shied away. He made the plays when it's time to make the plays. 4th and 11, I'm going to take off, shake you at your boots, use my speed burst to get the first down and then some. On 1st and 10, I'm going to hit you with the whoop and then keep going to get the first down. Bro, Jayden Daniels was balling. He also won me my fantasy football game and put me in the Super Bowl. But Jayden Daniels, he went crazy in that football game. I love what I saw from the young brother. I'm telling you guys from the beginning, this was the best rookie quarterback coming to the draft. He has a skill set to be one of them ones, and I believe that he is. This is Lamar Jackson, but more advanced at this age. This is what we're watching. Now, when I say Lamar's a better runner, but he's a better passer at this age. And their effectiveness can be just as equal as we are seeing. 258 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 INTs, but then he added 81 yards on the ground. And then, like I said, when the game was on the line, in the goal line situation, bro, first of all, there was a play before the touchdown pass where he spiked the football. Go back and watch that. Jalen Carter dove on the ground to try to mess up the spike or whatever. He stood up. Bro, Jayden Daniels is laughing. That's how calm he was at that time. That's how calm he was at that point in the game. For a rookie quarterback, bro, that's a humongous deal. Jaden Daniels is the real deal Holyfield, and it's that plain and simple. He's a dog. So now, man, let's go ahead and move on to our Christmas Day games. The games that we got going on today. Hey, man, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers starting off today. Man, y'all have no idea how badly I wanted to go to this football game, but hey, I got babies, man. So Christmas is about me being Santa Claus for the babies. It is what it is. And I'm happy for it. But, man, hey, today's going to be a great day. My son's getting a Travis Kelce jersey today for his birthday. So he's going to be thrilled. Hey, you guys, I got the Kansas City Chiefs win this football game. The offense looked the best that it's looked all season. They found something putting Joe Thuney at left tackle. I still like Joe Thuney at left guard. And when DJ Humphries get healthy, if he's ready to rock and roll, put him back at left tackle so that you can have a better running game. That's what's going to stir the running game more, by putting Joe Thuney back in his correct spot. But in the meantime, this is more than a reasonable solution. The chipping on the edge is going correct. Now, with TJ Watt being a little banged up, I'm not as concerned about the right side. TJ Watt's still going to do his thing. I'm not saying that. He's going to get a sack or two in this football game. It's that plain and simple. But Patrick Mahomes, he's playing otherworldly right now. He has not turned the football over at all. Just like I told you guys, he should have played in that football game, just like he did. It's just that plain and simple, bro. He's trying to win the third Super Bowl in a row. That's what he's trying to do. This man is on a mission. The Kansas City Chiefs will win this football game. It's that plain and simple. Joey Porter's possibly out. There's another defensive back possibly out. And now what you talking about, we got Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and DeAndre Hopkins here. Everybody's in their rightful spots. Noah Gray, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, everybody's home. Everybody's in their places. Nobody's playing out of position. That's why the offense looked the best that they looked last week. And they went against a good pass rush last week. So now they got the confidence to go against another one this week. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a good win by the Kansas City Chiefs. But for the Pittsburgh Steelers, what I need to see Russell Wilson try to stay in this game. Don't let this game get out of hand. Don't let the Chiefs go up 17 points in this game. Because the Steelers are good enough to not allow that to happen. But it's going to take Russell Wilson making those plays for that to happen. Now, last week against the Ravens, I did see him make some really good plays, but unfortunately he fumbled on one of the scrambles. But he did look really fast. He looked really quick. I actually didn't mind what I saw from Russell Wilson last week. He was missing the number one wide receiver, which going against the Baltimore Ravens is a big deal because their passing defense is trash. So if you add George Pickens to that, maybe that game might turn a little bit. Maybe. I still would have picked the Ravens, but maybe it might have turned a little bit. But they're saying that George Pickens is going to play in this game. The Chiefs are going to put Trent McDuffie on him, whose confidence is growing every single week. He just went against Nico Collins, so now he's ready to go against George Pickens, and he can get George Pickens out of his mind. And once George Pickens gets out of his mind, he's out the game. It's just that plain and simple. I got the Chiefs winning this game. I got them covering the point spread. The point spread is -2.5 Kansas City Chiefs. I got them winning and covering. Moving on to the later game, late afternoon game. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans added Deontay Johnson. That's a big deal for them. The reason why they added to him is obviously because Tank Dill got hurt. He's probably not going to play in this football game. You can't throw him out there. He doesn't know nothing about the offense. He'll start playing next week. But that's a big addition for them because that allows them to at least hopefully maintain their offense the way that they were running it. But going to this game real quick, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game. The Texans just don't have enough on offense. I do think Nico Collins is going to have a good day. I think Stroud will be decent. But if they can get the running game going, now they can create something against the Houston Texans. But I got Baltimore win this football game. I think Baltimore should just do exactly what they did last week to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give the ball to Derrick Henry 20 to 25 times. Let him run. Let him wear that defense down. And then close out drives. That's all you got to do. Their game plan is so simple, they make it complicated. They are the ones that make it complicated. When they lose these games, they're losing it because of them. They're not losing it because the other team is just so much better. No, they're just doing dumb stuff. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Give Derrick Henry the ball. Run play action. Play off of it. You'll score points. You'll win games. Plain and simple. The spread on this game is +5.5. That's a little high for me with Houston being at home. So I would take the Ravens on the money line. I can see them winning by 3 to 4 points. But I do think the Ravens will control this football game the entire time. The last game that we're going to talk about real quick is the Thursday night football game. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the Chicago Bears. The spread on this game is -3.5 Seattle Seahawks. This was dicey for me. It is. I'm not that sold on the Seahawks right now. Geno's game is too much of this for me. Way too much of this. So with that being the case, I think the Bears got a shot. I definitely wouldn't bet on this game at all, me personally. But if you are, of course, I'm going to take the Seahawks, take them on the money line. But in this football game, I can see Caleb Williams having a decent day. They are due for a win. I can see Geno kind of struggling a little bit. The Bears do have Montez Sweat and them boys for the pass rush. You do got Jalen Johnson on the back end to put on DK Metcalf or Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would put him on in Jigba, me personally. Take him out the game. He's your possession receiver. He's the one that creates the first downs on a consistent basis. So that's where I would go. But I would roll with the Seattle Seahawks, but this game is going to be a really, really tight game. Here's my bets of the day for our Christmas Day bets. I'm going Patrick Mahomes over a touchdown, over 2 touchdowns. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns in this football game. I'm going Derrick Henry with an anytime touchdown, Lamar Jackson over 1.5 touchdowns as well, and Nico Collins for an anytime touchdown. Hey, you guys, Merry Christmas to you guys, bro. We are finishing out the year strong, and I cannot wait for the playoff time. Hey, bro, enjoy your families today. Sincerely, enjoy your families. Enjoy watching football, man. Just have a good day. Have a good day. Today is about being great to yourself, being great to your family, and enjoying those that you get to spend time around. Hey, you guys, this is Knowing True Ball with your host, Brian Payne. Please follow me on Twitter. Follow this. Like, share, subscribe. Let's continue building our community so we can have a great time talking football and all that good stuff. Hey, man, thank you for kicking it with your boy. Merry Christmas to you guys. Peace.